Hello friends and welcome back. This is my Let's Play Crusader Kings 3, Good King Butch. Here's our Good King Butch, our 18-year-old handsome, hale, quick-witted gentleman. So we're going to continue. So, last time, if you remember, we sent an engagement out, a pending engagement out to a certain insane woman. We renamed our lands Gloucester and Atco to make it easier for us to pronounce. And then we are thinking about Berlin, which is also in our lands but is not our holding. So let's look at our council, actually. We have no available spouse yet, so let's let time space. So we're going to actually unpause the game for the first time. The whole first 20-minute episode, we did not unpause the game. So that's how much goes into actually playing the game. So let's unpause. Let's tick some time forward. We are in the year 867. We're in January of 867. Aha! To the amicable High Chieftain Butch of Finland, I gladly accept your marriage proposal. You will be joined with my daughter, Dobrawa, in holy matrimony. May Davana bless your union. Signed, the High Chieftain Simowit of Greater Poland. Excellent. So we're married. Congratulations. So here's our wife, the High Chiefess Dobrawa. She is excellent at intrigue. I mean, just amazing. So now we can talk about our council. So your counselors basically are people that can give you stats and can help do various tasks in their chosen domain. So these are very powerful positions, and your vassals, so the people who own the chiefdoms in your duchy or your holdings, your lands, they will want a seat on the council. If they don't, they get a opinion penalty. Excuse me. Oh, let's pause. So, what we can do is you can have assist ruler as set. So let's talk about our wife, who is our high chiefess. What this allows us, there's different options underneath your wife. So your wife is a very powerful figure in your court because they can do a couple of things. They can assist ruler, which means basically like their stats are halved and given to you. So she's got like a stat of 4 basically. So Good King Butch, I think he was like 17 or 18. So basically a little bit of her stats are spread out into yours. So, however, you can have them focus on other things as well. For example, they can focus on court intrigue. That will bring our diplomacy down a bit, but bring our intrigue up to 12. The other thing we can do is we can actually make her our spy master, which might be a good idea as well. So let's see if we can... I don't know if I can do that. It used to be you can have your wife as spy master. I don't think you can do that anymore. Or you might be able to, but I just don't know how. So, anyway, so she can help with court intrigue, basically. And she can help us bring our intrigue from horrible to average, which would be good. The other thing we can do is we can have her focus on some other things. So this green number here is the bonus that she'll give us. So patronage plus 3, for example, bring us to 10. Chivalry would bring us to 16 for martial. I think that huge bonus of plus 9 is definitely worth it. So she's going to focus on court intrigue because her intrigue is excellent. Now, there's different types of holdings, and one of the types of holdings you'll see is basically faith-based holdings. So instead of a barony, for example, you'll have like, excuse me, like a tribe. No, sorry, I gotta find an example. Oh, she's lowboard. She's unlanded. Okay. So anyway, there are certain holdings which are faith-based, and in those cases, they're not run by one of your typical vassals. They're run by a priest, and so because of faith-based rules, they won't give you as much of their troops and their money unless they find you a good practitioner of faith. So if they don't like you, they will give you nothing. So it's really important that your high priest, in this case a Noaldi, Noadi, it's really important that they have a positive opinion of you. We have communal identity with Butch, so we're getting some bonuses there. So basically we're good. She's not very good at her job, so let's see if we can find anybody else who's better. She's unlanded, so it's okay. We don't have to pick somebody. We could swap our spy master out, which I don't like. However, this person seems good. This is Kuka. She's a 17-year-old. She's an atheist, apparently, but she's going to be our high priest because she's got the best learning ability, so... Yeah, I think that was a bad idea. But anyway, because I don't think she has any church holdings. But the other person didn't either. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Our chieftain. Is there anybody better in terms of diplomacy? Not much. Not much. Okay. There is... How about a better marshal? Nope. Nobody's really good at marshal either. Okay, so we got a pretty average court. We're just going to deal with it. So what's our first goal going to be? We could try and do an intrigue plot here to revoke a title. I think, but we don't have high enough crown authority in order to do that. So we could try and murder this guy. He's our chancellor, but what are the chances of doing so? Not very good. Butch is honest, so he's not going to get... he's going to get a lot of stress from murdering somebody, so this probably won't be good. So we'll have to figure out another way to take away his lands. But for now, we're just going to deal with it. So the question is... can we declare war for some of these lands? So what's the most powerful one here? Low control. So this one has 4 different holdings within it. So I think this is the most powerful one. So can we declare war to conquer a duchy? We cannot, because our fame is less than illustrious. Yeah, the entire duchy, yes, I understand that, but we can conquer a county. We can conquer Tavasts. They're inferior to ours. Their strength is inferior to ours. All right. Oh man, we can declare a lot of wars. All right, well, for the meantime, we might be able to... Does he have any... He's being raided currently. So that actually might be a good window for us to attack right now. Alright, good King Butch. Are we going to start our first war here? Oh man, our military strength is weak, but our ally is strong. So we're going to have to lean on our ally, which is, you know, never a good position to be in. Let's look at our military. So here's the military tab. We have no money. Military tab tells us our total levies. So how the feudal system worked was, when you were a liege, your vassals would offer you troops and money. Now those vassals actually held the land that they owned. So the land that they owned was basically theirs. So their decision to give you troops and to give you money was based on their opinion of you. So if they thought you were a good leader and could protect them, then they would be more willing to give you more of their troops and more of their money. So that's why it's really important that you have a good relationship with your vassals. If you have a good relationship with them, they'll give you more levies. They'll give you more levies, which is troops, and they'll give you more money. Okay. Here's our champions. So this is a new system. This guy's got a skill of 2. He's gonna die. So basically your champions are your knights, basically. They are people that lead the battles. So they give you bonuses for their army. Men at arms regiments too, we'll talk about later. We really want like heavy support, but we'll do that later. I don't know. I think we should let time tick a little bit. Okay, good. We got a new Nawaldi, and she endorses us because she likes us. So we are getting her troops, but I don't think she has any holdings, so I don't think it matters. But anyway, that's good. Does that actually affect our troop numbers? Not really. All right. Getting some taxes. So what can we do for our council? Our council can... We can be assigned to domestic affairs, or we can be assigned to foreign affairs. Foreign affairs gives us more prestige. Domestic affairs gives direct vassal opinion, which I'll take that. Our steward, we want him collecting taxes, definitely. Oh, interesting. So claims are now fabricated through the high priestess. I didn't know that. We'll talk about that later. It's less important for tribal religions. It's more important for like Catholic religions. You need a casus belli in order to invade. So we'll stick with religious relations. That's fine. We are going to be organizing levies or training. I kind of like training commanders. I think getting knights might be better. And we're going to have her on disrupt schemes, definitely. Okay. All right. So time is passing. I think we need to make our move. The problem is we have no money. But we want this land. So let's try it. So we are going to declare war. We're going to conquer the county of Tavast. Change objective. We can. Oh, that's the one I want. Yeah, for Nyland. I'm nervous. This is an early war to fight, and we don't really have a lot of troops. But we're going to have to call in our allies and hope for them. Alright, let's do it. We declared war on Chieftain Milius. So first thing we're going to do is call on our ally. Please help us! And then recruit men at arms. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. So we're going to have to raise our armies. Of course, I will join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of Greater Poland. Oh, thank you, your name, Siemowit. Alright. So Siemowit's gonna help us. This guy's coming for us. I think we need to hold our ground. We have way less troops than him. Hopefully Poland can get here soon. This is men-at-arms, I think. Yeah. Come on, Poland, where are you? Let's speed up a little bit. Okay, now he's sieging our lands. So, if he's sieging, we're gonna move in. Oh, here comes our allies! Let's get him! We got a better army commander than them, and we're defending in Taiga, so we should have a better chance of winning, but they have more soldiers, so it's going to be tight. I'm hoping that the Polish army will help us. Let's go, Poles! Come help us! They're running. They're running because they know they're going to get smushed. Got him. Oh, yes. Alright, I need to just pause and explain this. Oh, our champion just killed a bunch of their champions. So how war works here basically is it's basically bigger armor diplomacy. So bigger army wins typically. Now there are certain things that can modify that. For example, the prowess of your champions. They have basically no champions, and I think we just killed a bunch of them. And basically there's terrain bonuses that depend on the map, things like that. All these other things can mostly be ignored if you're just starting the game. If you're just starting the game, bigger army means win. So try and keep that in mind. There will be a special exception though for siege weapons, which we'll talk about later. The point of war is to get your war score up. So this is the war score screen. So the attackers are us, Good King Butch, and he looks very round-faced here. And the defenders are this guy. I don't even know his name. Mielis of Nyland. So the war started 6 months ago, apparently already. And we've called in our ally here. So the more land we hold, the higher our war score goes. You need a war score of 100% in order to enforce your demands. However, you can enforce a white peace. So basically, if the war's going forever, you're both losing sides. It's like basically a stalemate. You can call a white peace, and then you can surrender, which is not what we want. So let's continue. All right. Victory at the Battle of Masuka. So the details. Wow, they lost 271 of their levies. We only lost 81. They lost one of their champions. We lost 0 of our champions. They lost 17 of their special troops, though. So, anyway. So now we get to decide what we want to do. So we want to siege, I believe. So let's siege this barony here. So now, basically they're routed, so they're running away. And our allies are going to help us, basically. Now let's take their capital, actually. So we are going to try and siege their lands. So it's going to take 7 months for us to siege them. But they keep losing their wars. Our war score is already up to 50 thanks to our allies. So you can see how important allies are, basically. Allies can make or break you. So this is a siege screen, so, we have to wait for the bar to go up, basically. Fate smiles upon me. My wife, High Chiefess Dobrawa, is bearing my child. I cannot wait to hold the babe in my arms. High Chiefess Dobrawa gains the trait pregnant. Congratulations, Good King Butch. I believe. Let's just pray for a male. So they're going to try and siege our capital, but I don't think they're going to be able to do so before the time we take them over. We'll see. Hey, I took his son and heir hostage, so that basically gives us a 100% war score. So the question is, do we just end the war now? Yes, we could execute his son, which I think would be bad. We could ransom his son, which we can do later, though. Let's just end the war now. So, the Finnish conquest of the chieftain of Nyland, 15 months ago. You have gained the contested title. So, all hostages will be released. You gain 75 fame. Your allies share 75 prestige based on their contribution. And increased opinion of allies based on their contribution. So, that's for his allies, but he has none. Alright, so we're going to enforce our demands. To the loathsome High Chieftain Butch, may your years be short and miserable. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Signed, the Chieftain Melius of Tavast. Hey, so we got it. That's right, this is our land, baby. So now, the dukedom of Finland extends into this chiefdom of Nyland. So we have Gloucester, Atco, Berlin, which is owned by some other guy, one of our vassals, and then Nyland. So, we're going to disband our armies, where we no longer need them. Great. We just won our first war. Okay. So, let's review. So we've, if you look under our realm, we own the chiefdom of Atco, Gloucester, and Nyland now. So this is our holding. So that gives us 3 for our domain limit. So we can't hold more than 3, or else our vassals are going to start getting greedy and give a negative opinion of us. So, let's look. So if we remember, the Duchy of Finland contains this land as well. So we should have a casus belli to invade this land. I don't think we're ready to start talking about war yet. But can we enforce offer vassalage? He won't accept it because we recently waged war. And he's got a poor opinion of us, which I can understand. I just stole one of his lands. So sometimes you can actually enforce them to say, hey, we're way more powerful than you. Just become our vassal or else we're going to destroy you. And so they will usually accept. Alright, so good King Butch here. Just won his first war. He's feeling good. This is all before his 20th birthday, friends. So, how's Poland doing? Poland has a lot of alliances. So we need to hope that Poland stays strong. So let's look at our vassals here. So we only have one vassal right now. Who's powerful. So there's and that is Chieftain Voito. So he's the chieftain of Berlin. So we need to make him happy so he gives us more of his troops. He's like giving us 15% now. So how can we get him to like us? We can grant him titles, which I do not want to make him powerful. We can give him money. For 37, that would give us 127 opinions. So that's why that perk is really, really powerful, I think, at least early on, is that he will really like us. So let's do that. So it would bribe him a little bit. Now he's got 100% opinion of us, so he loves us. However, his vassal number is still pretty low. What we should do is consider increasing crown authority. In fact, we should probably do that now. Because the earlier we do this... Alright, so I'll explain this. Basically, the strength of a ruler is determined by what the vassals allow them to do, right? So, and that's the same for all politics, I think. Is you're only as strong as what the people you rule allow you to be. So, you know, especially the powerful people in your kingdom. So that's measured in this game by something called authority. So it's called crown authority if you're a feudal, but we're tribal, so it's called tribal authority. So basically the more powerful our tribal authority is, the more power we have to do things to our vassals that they will allow us to do without revolting immediately. So this basically will allow us to imprison characters, which we cannot do currently at our tribal authority level. So characters cannot be imprisoned. So that will allow us to imprison characters, and it will allow us to settle into feudal or clan type governments, I guess. So that's going to be important for various reasons later on. But the thing to know is every time you increase one of these, that basically it causes a penalty for your vassals, because they don't want you gaining more power, right? They want to have you have less power, because that makes them more powerful by contrast. So you have to do so in the means of what they allow you to do. So can I take this hit, basically, to his opinion? So I'm going to say yes, because eventually what I'm going to want to do is get up to the point where I can revoke titles. That's really important. And retract vassalage, which is also really important. So that allows me to consolidate power a lot easier. We can revoke titles also once we get to high tribal authority, which is what we're going to try and aim for. So let's do that. Let's increase our tribal authority. Let's spend some prestige. Okay. So we just made ourselves a little bit more powerful, so that's good. I think we're going to pause it here. And when we come back, we're going to continue the tale of Good King Butch, and hopefully we'll be born a son. Thanks for watching. See you next time.